Confessions in the classroom. Paul Walker was a senior at Elkin High School. He was captain of the football team and probably one of the most popular boys in school. He actually enjoyed school. When you have popularity on your side, school is a cakewalk. He was liked by almost everyone and had a super hot girlfriend. "Yo, Tasha," he said to his girl, grabbing her playfully by the hips. She gasped and smiled up at him, her blue eyes sparkling. "Paul, you know I don't like it when you grab me like that," she chastised him, but right after she gave him a kiss, running her fingers up into his dark hair. "I love you, babe," he said, holding her close. "Break it up," an annoyed boy with curly blonde hair said. That was David. Paul had never been especially fond of David. The boy was prone to dramatic mood swings due to a mental disability. Paul didn't know what it was called, but it could be damn annoying. There was a time that he just started sobbing in the middle of class, for no damn reason. "He's just jealous he doesn't have someone to hold," Natasha said, smiling sweetly up at her boyfriend. "He's in my next class." "I gotta go, babe," Paul said, gave her one more kiss and hurried to class before the bell rang. When he came in, he found that his usual seat was taken by someone else. "I've rearranged your assigned seats," the teacher said. "Your seat is number 12. Paul's eyes moved to number 12, and to his dismay he saw David in seat 11, messing with his cell phone like he always did. Just because he had a disability, he was allowed to play on that phone all day. Apparently, it helped keep his outbursts down to a bare minimum. "Hey," David said, trying to gain Paul's attention. Paul ignored him, but David was persistent. "Hey." "Paul, hey," he poked him with a pencil. Paul gritted his teeth. "Yes, David? What do you want?" he asked with extreme aggravation. The boy looked down at his phone and pulled up a picture to show Paul. It was a picture of Paul, naked and singing in the locker room showers. Paul's eyes widened and he made a grab for the phone, but David was too quick. "You better delete that, you little shit, or so help me," Paul began, but the teacher cleared her throat. "Excuse me, what is going on back there?" she asked. "Nothing, sorry Mrs. Turner," Paul said. He was already thinking of a way to get that phone and delete that picture. He was infuriated. How dare that little snot snap such a picture of him? Getting the phone would be easier said than done. David was always on the damn thing. However, it seemed he was in luck though. David went to the restroom and left his phone on his desk. Paul was just about to grab the phone when all of a sudden, the fire alarm went off. "It's probably just a drill," Mrs. Turner assured them. "Everyone line up in an orderly fashion." As Paul stood to his feet, he casually grabbed the phone and slipped it into his pocket. They all walked outside into the parking lot and waited for the drill to end. Fire drills were so annoying, but Paul was grateful for today's. David could be seen very distressed. He didn't like when his schedule was interrupted. "I want to go home," he told Mrs. Turner, almost in tears. "David, please calm down," Mrs. Turner said. "It's all right." It was only a drill, and we're all going to go back into class soon and everything will be back to normal. Paul couldn't help but smirk a little. He wondered how David would react to having lost his phone. Soon they were given the okay to return inside. "Attention students," the principal spoke over the intercom. "We had a small kitchen fire, but because lunch has been destroyed, school has been cancelled for the remainder of the day. Please prepare to go board your buses and go home." "Sweet," Paul said with a grin. He took out David's phone, deleted the picture of him and was prepared to return it, but the boy was already long gone. The next day Paul was shocked to find police searching lockers and backpacks. "What's going on?" he asked Natasha. "Oh, David's parents are freaking out saying someone stole David's phone, so they want everyone searched. He's got powerful freaking parents, and they paid for the search themselves," she said. Paul went a little pale. He felt the phone in his pocket and it made him a little sick. He could just drop it somewhere, but with the picture deleted, David would know it was him. Paul hurried to Mrs. Turner's room. He trusted her way more than a policeman. "Mrs. Turner," he said awkwardly. "Paul, is something wrong?" she asked. "I hope this search thing isn't upsetting you." "No, not exactly, it's just I took the phone," he said. Mrs. Turner looked surprised. "Paul, I wouldn't have expected this from you," she said. "I'm very disappointed." David took an inappropriate picture of me in the locker room. I just wanted to delete it and give it back, but he hurried off yesterday because of the fire freaking him out. Paul explained. Mrs. Turner looked thoughtful. "David should not have taken that picture, but you shouldn't have taken his phone. You should have come to me with the problem. Come on, let's go return the phone and explain this to the police," she said. "Am I going to go to jail?" Paul asked. Mrs. Turner chuckled a little. "No," she said. "I think you'll just get a stern talking to."